Hey guys, don't forget to check out the 3 brand new Orabomb shirts that just dropped, all coming in a variety of colors. Links are in the description if you guys are interested. Now, on to the video. Hey guys, welcome back. Orabomb here, and today we're going over my Malamar Necrozma. Oh god, so much glare. Anyways, ooh, yikes. Post deck profile. I'm really excited about this one. I've worked really hard on making this list work, and I think I've came up with a really good way to get out at least 2 Ingays every game turn 1. It's kind of insane though. Like, I'm talking literally every game I've gotten out 2 Ingays at minimum turn 1. So people were worried about Bridget being gone, but as long as you can get out those 2 Ingays turn 1 at minimum, you should be fine in almost every game playing Malamar. So I'm really excited to show you guys what I came up with, how it works and everything like that. So don't forget to drop a like in the video if you haven't already. Answer the comment question today. I have forgot to put comment question days on some of these videos, but if you haven't seen them, they're going to be, I'm going to try to put comment question today in the description. If I forget, I forget, and you can just leave any comment and I'll pick a random winner. But I do like to pick winners to give them a couple of codes every video. So definitely don't forget to leave a comment down below, and I'll be doing that for you guys. Now that we have like YouTube messaging or whatever, it's like easier for me to message people directly on YouTube to get codes. So it's even easier than before. So if you haven't won any codes yet and you want a chance to win codes, definitely leave a comment down below, answer the comment question today. Today is going to be, what is a deck that you're excited to play post format that isn't new? Like an up deck, maybe like you really want to play a new Zoark, or like Zoark post rotation, Malamar post rotation, Buzzwole, Bulu. I know there's a huge fan for Bulu right now. Shout outs to Bulu Heaven. But anyways, there's a lot of decks that are interesting to play post rotation, and let me know down below what you guys think. But let's go over the deck profile. Now we're starting this video off with, of course, 4 Ingays, and the glaring is gonna be a little bit weird because I'm using my special sleeves. This is actually these are my favorite sleeves in my favorite deck. So I actually have the sleeve itself, and to keep the sleeve safe, I actually have this oversleeve. So like as you can see, the oversleeve causes a little bit extra glare, but I gotta keep my babe Cynthia safe, you know what I'm saying? It's got Lucario and Garchomp on there. You guys know what I mean. You guys know what I mean. And we're playing 3 Malamars. I know a lot of people are thinking that you have to play 4 Malamars. I'm actually been pretty okay with just 3, just because I have the rescue stretchers and stuff like that. So, and I like, the whole thing is you need to get out Ingays turn 1, and Malamars actually get in the way of you getting out a bunch of Ingays turn 1. Because you don't want to toss your Malamars, but you want to make sure you have Ingays, things like that. You know what I mean? So we're doing that. Now, this is not Ultra Necrozma. I'm going to be working on Ultra Necrozma post rotation as well. I think with the B-String, the deck isn't as bad as people think it is, but we'll do that in the future. For now, we're playing regular Necrozma, 2 regular Necrozmas. And this is Malamar and friends, guys. We have a lot of attackers. We got 2 Dawn Wings. You guys already know what these attackers do. Nothing new. 1 Mewtwo, which came in clutch in that Noivern matchup. That thing always comes up and GXs me for knockout from full. It's absolutely absurd. And a lot of people are always wondering, why do you play Mewtwo? The GX attack is really good for revenging Dawn Wings in the mirror matches. So check it. Dawn Wings GX attack. Let's see if we can make it clear to read. Focus. There you go. You can use this attack only if you have more prize cards remaining than your opponent. Prevent all effective attacks, including damage into this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn. So your opponent actually can't revenge your Necrozma. They have to Guzma or something like that. But Mewtwo GX's GX attack, Psystrike GX. This attack the attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So the effect of not taking damage is nullified by Mewtwo's GX attack. So this is a good way to just throw this down with a Treasure, Ultra Ball, or Nest Ball, or whatever, and you put your Malamars active, or whatever, you know what I mean. Use your Malamars to set up the Psystrike, and then come in and attack all in 1 turn. And Mewtwo is one of the only Pokemon like in this deck and in these Mewtwo decks and in these Malamar decks in general that can attack for 1 energy. And that's really useful. Even though we're only hitting for 30, I guess with weakness we're hitting for 60, with a choice banner we're hitting for 90, and we can attack for 2. And this is really cool in the Greninja matchup. We actually have 2 cards that are good for the Greninja. Why am I even mentioning Greninja though? Because actually no, Greninja GX. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, this is a really cool card for the Greninja GX matchup because you can use your Super Absorption to heal off the damage they put on you with their Snipe abilities. Heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. Now I don't know how good the Greninja is going to be post rotation, but we do still have access to Brooklet Hill and things like that. I don't know. I'm not super confident in it. But anyways, Mewtwo, pretty good. It's the fact that this card can hit for 200 with ease is really good. Like obviously for 3 energies, the Necrozma can only hit for 190 using its prismatic burst, but its GX attack is pretty useful. Black Ray does put a bunch of things in range with things like Dawn Wings, or even like this attack for 2 energies. So there's a lot of versatility in these Malamar decks, which is why I love it so much. And of course, I'm gonna put these back on screen in a second. We do have our one of Mewtwo. Now the reason why we're playing this Mewtwo is because it's nice to have like some non-GX attackers just in general, but its ability is really strong for the Buzzwole matchup. Even though you don't really need the help that much, it is nice to make sure that your Inkays don't get put in range by multiple Buzzwoles in case you whiff a couple turns. Pressure. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, your opponent's active Pokemon's attack do 20 less damage before applying weakness and resistance, which includes on your bench. So a Jet Punch does 30-30, now it does 10-10 to your Inkays, which is huge because usually they rely on Jet Punch early, so to disrupt your Inkays from, you know, evolving into Malamars. Because your Inkays only do have 60 HP, but with this in the active, which you can easily put up to the active thanks to our stadiums and the fact that things are 1 retreat and stuff like that, we can really disrupt them early game while we set up ourselves. So there's a lot of cool things in this deck, a lot of really, like, I love me toolboxy decks, as you guys know. Toolbox decks are like some of my favorite, and Malamar is like definitely the kind of deck that I love playing. These toolboxy effects are just so dope to me. So anyways, that's what we're doing. 2 Mewtwo's and 4 Necrozmas. 2 regular Necrozma and 1 Dawn Wings Necrozma. I'm still playing 1 Marshadow because it just copies any of these attacks on the board right here, and even I guess technically Inkay, I guess, while also hitting for a fighting type weakness. Zoroark is still an issue. Zoroark OHKOs these thanks to weakness, and like if we ever have too many energies attached to a Pokemon, they can use cards like Deoxys to OHKO these dudes as well, because they do hit for psychic weakness. But it is still an issue to OHKO because we don't play Choice Band, right? So these things need 4 energies to OHKO them. We don't play Choice Band, so this thing only hits for like 100, and this thing needs a Choice Band to OHKO. So Marshadow is our only saving grace against the Zoroark matchup. Of course, we can always use our GX attack here to weaken everything, and hopefully they don't play too many Ace Rolls or Max Potions, and then we can just take knockouts from there. That's kind of what we have to do, because most of the time we're not going to be able to take OHKOs against Zoroark. But like I said, this comes in clutch in that matchup, and then this comes in clutch as well, because using our ability, Shadowy Hunt, this Pokemon can use the attacks of any basic Pokemon in your discard pile. We can copy the attacks by attaching Psychic Energies using our Malamars, and then take OHKOs with attacks like this one in particular. Usually this is the best attack because it doesn't discard energies, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then all the other attacks don't matter because we don't play any fighting energy, so it's not even worth mentioning. But you know, Marshadow is cool. And then of course, what's a Pokemon deck without our 2 Lele's, our 2 baby Lele's? Anyways, that's gonna be the deck there. That's the Pokemon lineup at least. I really like the Pokemon lineup. I think it's pretty good. I can see people arguing for taking out Mewtwo GX. I think hitting 200 is just really strong against some decks, and being able to hit for like 1 or 2 energies is really strong as well. And I just like it, man. What can I say? It's pretty good. It's come in clutch more than once. Anyways, now for the items. We have our 4 Ultra Balls. Oh, and also please ignore the max rarity. I'm not big on showing off my max rarity because this is just for me, but it was the easiest thing because I had Ultra Necrozma built, and this is what I took to tournaments, but I had to make the deck, so it is what it is. 4 Mystery Treasure, 4 Ultra Ball, and 2 Nest Ball. This is by far my favorite thing about the deck. I've been consistently able to get out as many Pokemon as I need to get out turn 1. Ideally, all I try to get out turn 1 is 2 Inkays and an attacker, something I can start attaching energies to. This has been beautiful, perfect, lovely. I've loved this. I don't think I would change this ever. The 2 Nest Balls are so good. Because like all of our attackers are basic, right? And then so that you can get those out whenever you want, and then you can just use our Mystery Treasures and Ultra Balls to get out the Malamars, but that's really all you need them for. Like Nest Ball you don't want to use Lele on, obviously, so you can also use them for Lele. But they just, all this search means you can guarantee get out 2 Inkays almost every single game. Like the chances of you not getting out 2 Inkays are so astronomically low, it's ridiculous. I have yet, and I mean yet, to see a game where I haven't had drawn at least 2 Inkays down. Most of the time it's 3, but I like to say 2 just because 2 is, you know, an easier number to digest, right? We also play 4 Acrobikes. It's a good way not only to help you get out those Inkays out early game by getting you these, but it also lets you put your Psychic Energies in the discard pile so that you can use your Malamar easier throughout the game. Now, because I'm only playing 2 Malamar and a lot of 2 of attackers, I still think you need 2 Rescue Stretcher. So I'm still playing 2 Rescue Stretcher in this deck. I don't think you should go below this unless you increase the number of attackers you have. It's just me though, but also Malamar. Like I guess you can cut one Rescue Stretcher if you play a 4th Malamar. I think the Rescue Stretcher is better in my opinion, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think down below, because you still have to discard a lot of cards in hand. Sometimes you'll feel more confident discarding Pokemon if you have that extra Stretcher in the deck, because you don't want to discard supporters like ever. And we also play, speaking of not discarding supporters, 1 Pal Pad. The 1 Pal Pad is really, really clutch, just because like there's so many turns where I just want to put in those extra supporters. So many different matchups where I'm just like, oh god, I really make sure I gotta consistently have a Cynthia, or man, I only play 3 Guzma in the deck, so I gotta make sure that I have an extra Guzma in the deck to win the game. Things like that. So that 1 Pal Pad, it's manageable. You could remove it if you want to. It's been really good for me. I think Pal Pad is great in this upcoming format because our best draw supporter is Cynthia, which we only play 4 of. Speaking of which, we play 4 Cynthias. And we got to make sure we can constantly put those back. Now, I am playing 2 Lilies in this deck. I do need to get me a second artwork of her because, like, say like in tournament, I don't like having 2 different artworks or something, because at a tournament you're playing a best 2 out of 3 in like the final, the top 8, top 32. I think you played 2 out of 3 in top 32. I actually don't remember, but whatever. I haven't been to a regional. But if I do go to one, which I do plan on going to soon, I just haven't had the money to go. I want to make sure I have 2 of the same artwork, because I don't want to play 1 Lily one game and then another Lily another game, and then my opponent knows, okay, at least 2 cards in his deck is 2 Lilies, because I see he has 2 different artworks, right? For all he knows, I can only have 1 Lily if I only play 1 artwork. So that's my argument for playing the same artworks in decks. Not only is it, you know, does it please my OCD, because I'm super OCD when it comes to these kind of things, but it's just competitively it makes sense, right? Anyways, enough of me talking about those things. 2 Lilies, because in this deck you do have a lot of thinning options, as we saw. So Lily is really, really good. Not to mention it just helps you draw throughout the game. Like sometimes just drawing 3 or 4 is useful. So that's why I like to play 2 Lily. Also, I think a bug just bit me and I want to beat that bug's butt, bro. And it's not okay. Yeah, 2 judges, because disruption is always good. And time for our good friend Sophocles. This is the first time I'm showing off Sophocles in a video. Obviously Sophocles is not anything new, but Sophocles, in my opinion, is not the best by any means. But it's interesting in Malamar because it gives you an extra draw support, which is good. And discard 2, draw 4 is not great, but discarding 2 is good because you can discard your energies. And sometimes you really, really need to discard those energies. I don't use this every game, obviously, but in games that I do use them in, it has been clutch to just discard 2 cards and draw, because sometimes you just run out of Cynthias. Now, once again, this is a card that could be removed, but I like to have at least 7 draw supporters in a deck. Because not just like Pal Pad, as good as Pal Pad is, it doesn't help you initially, right? It only helps you mid to late game. While having a high count of draw supporters, I guess this is technically 9, but you know what I mean. Having a high count of draw supporters means you'll be able to get them easier in your opening hand. So the reason we're playing Sophocles, and of course I'm playing 3 Guzma. I think 3 is fine in this deck. You pretty much OHKO anything in front of you, but having Guzma is really nice for helping you switch around and stuff like that. But because you're playing Alter, which we'll go over in a second, it's not like the most necessary thing to play too many Guzmas. And like I said, we do have Pal Pad, so if we do use a Guzma, we can always just Pal Pad it back into the deck. So there's that. Now I still need to get me 2 more reverse alters, but I am playing 4 Alter in the Moon in this deck. It's just nice to have the stadium. You could bring it down to 3. I found that there's so many games where I want that turn 1 free retreat by attaching an energy that it's not worth cutting down to 3. We're just gonna cut down. We're just gonna play 4. If you guys don't know what Alter in the Moon does, the retreat cost of each Pokemon, both users and opponents that have any dark or psychic energy attached to it, is 2 less, and that means free retreat on everyone in my deck if they attach a psychic energy to it. Which means that if you want to, you can always just Malamar onto Pokemon just so they have that option of free retreat. So that's pretty good. So I actually need to get me 2 more reverse Inkays and 2 more reverse Alter of the Moon and 2 more secret rare energies, because we are playing 4 let's see, 4, 8, 11 psychic rare psychic energies. I think 11 is the sweet spot. I don't think you need to play 10. I think 10 is too low. I think 12 could sometimes be too high because then they start clumping up in your deck. 11 has been the sweet spot for me, and I have not changed it since I played 11. And I need you guys to know, whenever me and Kate were playing that game between the 2 of us, Noivern versus Malamar, like the Malamar deck was perfect. Almost every single game, it was perfect. I've only managed to steal 1 game from her. Because I was going first. Like Noivern's one of those decks where you need to go for it first, but like that's just me. But regardless, I think the energy count's good. I actually do have a 9th one somewhere, but I do need to get me 2 more secret rare psychics. 2 more reverse altars and 2 more in case if I do want to play this post rotation. But I do got to test Ultra Necrozma first. We'll see. We'll have to see. But let me know what you guys think about Malamar. I'm definitely really excited about it. I know people were saying that it's not going to be as good post rotation, but in my opinion, if every deck suffers, then no deck suffer. We're talking like Incredibles out here. If everyone has supers, if everyone has superpowers, nobody does. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I think it's cool. I think it's very, very strong. Let me know what you guys think down below. Drop a like, subscribe, share all the good jazz. We'll be doing more of these post-rotation decks updated for the post-rotation soon. I know that NAIC just passed. I'm obviously recording this beforehand, so I don't know what the results were. And Worlds is soon. So whenever we do get the set, we'll be playing some Worlds format decks, and we will be doing some IRL Worlds format decks based on your suggestions. So let me know what you guys want to see me do down below. So we're not completely ignoring Worlds format. I think Worlds format can sometimes be fun. It's just to me, it's uninteresting because I'm not going to Worlds, so I don't care about practicing Worlds format. And I know there's a lot of people that feel the same way. So that's why we're doing it like this. But thank you guys for watching. These videos have been a lot longer than the other ones, but we had a lot to discuss. We'll be doing, hopefully, if I can. These are the last videos I'm recording before I might leave. I'm trying to get in 1 more live games and 2 more live deck profiles. I'm not too sure if I'll have them out. I guess you'll see tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be another Noivern versus Malamar deck. But you guys will see the day after that if I do have another one. Because if I don't, then I'm probably going to play some PTGO with viewers and upload that or something like that. We'll have to see. Regardless, drop a like, subscribe, share all the good jazz, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.